Today we'll talk about phrases for socializing. Do you want to know how to say, "Are you doing anything at the weekend?" Or how to invite Germans for dinner? Na, dann los! Hallo, guten Tag, mein Name ist Christina Day. I'm your online German tutor at SimplyGerman.online. And the most useful and most widely known phrase for socializing is, of course, wie geht's? How are you? Wie geht's? How would you answer that? Wie geht's? Danke, gut is a good answer. Wie geht's is also a genius way of avoiding having to choose between sie and du. It's tricky in German, culturally speaking, to choose the right one. It's best left to your German counterpart. They will probably know best which one is appropriate. So what you do is you avoid sie and du in the question by saying wie geht's? And then you listen very carefully how your counterpart is answering that. So if they say Danke gut und Ihnen, that is the formal version, so you know you are on Sie terms. If they come back with Danke gut und dir, you're on socially friendly buddy-buddy mates. You are mates on matey terms, and you will say du to one another. So listen very carefully and then imitate. Now let's talk about the weekend. There's a great word in German to ask someone what they're doing at the weekend, and that verb, it's a verb, that is vorhaben. Vorhaben is a separable verb, so to make the phrase, "Are you doing anything at the weekend?" that's in German, haben Sie am Wochenende etwas vor? Can you say that? Haben Sie am Wochenende etwas vor? Go. Your turn. Say the phrase out loud. Don't just think it in your head or mumble it into your non-existing beard, but have a go at actually practicing. Speaking German well comes from actually practicing speaking German. So this is your chance. Go. Haben Sie am Wochenende etwas vor? Super. This is obviously the Sie version, so what would be the du version? Can you transform that phrase into the informal du version? Los. Out loud. Hast du am Wochenende etwas vor? If you said that, excellent. One more time. Hast du am Wochenende etwas vor? Prima. Now, on Monday morning, the phrase, "How was your weekend?" Wie war Ihr Wochenende? Wie war Ihr Wochenende? Say that. Good. And what is the informal version? Wie war dein Wochenende? Genau. Wie war Ihr Wochenende? If you went somewhere, then the most German way of saying that is with the word Ausflug. So you would say, wir haben einen Ausflug gemacht. Say that. That's it. That means we had a nice day out. So if you went for a day in the mountains and had a nice time there, you would say, wir haben einen Ausflug in die Berge gemacht. Wir haben einen Ausflug in die Berge gemacht. Say that. Maybe you went for a day out by the lake, an den See. How would you say that? Wir haben einen Ausflug an den See gemacht. Super. Or maybe you went to Heidelberg and spent a nice day there. Say that. Wir haben einen Ausflug nach Heidelberg gemacht. Super. Maybe you didn't go anywhere, but you had friends over. That in German is, ich hatte Besuch von Freunden. Say that. Ich hatte Besuch von Freunden. Super. And we went for a nice meal. That in German would be wir sind schön essen gegangen. Your turn. Wir sind schön essen gegangen. That's it. Don't say we went to the restaurant, wir sind ins Restaurant gegangen. That's a very English way of saying it. Much better in German to go with wir sind schön essen gegangen. Maybe you met up with a friend in town. You would say, ich habe mich mit Gabi getroffen. I met up with Gabi. This is the difference between treffen and sich treffen. If you make treffen reflexive, then it is to meet up when you've arranged to meet. Just treffen is more bump into someone by coincidence. And as a bonus point, how to say, let's go and have dinner. Let's or shall we in German is done with wollen wir. So, shall we have dinner? Wollen wir Abendessen gehen? And if you want to add it's your treat, you would say in German, I'm inviting you. Ich lade Sie ein. Ich lade Sie ein. One more time. Wollen wir essen gehen? Ich lade Sie ein. Go. Super. So that's inviting someone for dinner. If you're already having dinner, but the bill is coming and you want to say, I'll get that, that in German is das geht auf mich. Das geht auf mich. Or I'll get the bill. Die Rechnung geht auf mich. Say that. Die Rechnung geht auf mich. Genau. Super. That's it for today. As your homework, I want you to practice these phrases. And if you have any questions and want any more phrases, get in touch, leave me a comment, write me an email. Ask me your questions. I love questions and I'll be very happy to answer. Bis nächste Woche. Tschüss.